world to continue. You cannot have two worlds that rule at the same time. In order for Christ's kingdom to stand, this world must fall. Read.
Verse 15. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another.
One people shall stand up to fight against another. The media, like I said last week, is fueling racial tensions all through the media. They are fueling racial tensions all over the place. You can't turn on the TV nowhere on earth unless you hear about another false flag terrorist attack that's done through government being blamed on some people that no one knows. Okay? That's the media now. You can't look at one TV program unless there's some terrorist activity in it to make you think that it's okay for the government to treat everyone they run into as a possible terror suspect. Read.
And one people shall stand up to fight against another.
One people shall stand and fight against another. Read.
And swords in their hands.
With swords in their hands. The modern day sword is a gun. Go ahead.
Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. So they're
going to be invading each other. You know why they'll be invading each other? Like it tell you in the scriptures, for a lack of bread. What happens when you don't have no unemployment? We don't have no checks coming. They talk about cutting off welfare not only in America, in Europe. What happens when you don't have any money? You don't have anything. You're going to find some bread. So you got these neo-clans, all these militia groups out there. They storing food and guns. Now immediately, you know eventually the UN government is going to take them out. But not before they let them loose on the poor. So when the poor need some bread, where will they go? They're going to go where some food is stored. What is that? That's a serious war. That's a civil war. Christ spoke of these things. It's brewing. It's all in the media where racial tensions are growing. You understand? Everybody's looking at each other like, I don't know who you are, you don't know who I am. Anything can happen at any time. This is what's going on here. Right? Read.
And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city.
People going to desire to go into a city, read.
And shall not be able.
You're going to have people that will desire to try to go into another city because it's so hard where you are. And soon you will not be able. They're trying to restrict traveling now. Not just from country to country. They got legislation on the table that will stop people from going from city to city or state to state. Don't think those toll bridges were there just so you can pay tolls and get some roads built. Them tolls are there. There's a police station at every toll. I mean, you got a whole new world order security grid in which you will not be able to travel unless you have the mark of the beast, which we went into. Read.
Verse 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled.
Go ahead.
The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. And when it comes down to food, it's either you or me. That's what it's coming down to. It's going to be a big world game survival. And only the strong will survive. That's what's going on in the earth. And I'm not saying this to be doom and gloom or to... I'm just telling you what the Bible says. This is what's coming. We've been saying it for years. We're living in the calm before the storm. Read.
Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread.
Because of what?
Because of the lack of bread.
The fight is going to be for a lack of bread. So there's no surprise that sooner or later everything is shooting up in price. When petrol or gas go up, everything goes up. Why? The truck that's bringing your resources to your stores need petrol or gas. So in order for them to put gasoline in their tanks, they must go up on product. Now if you're having wars against the people of the Middle East, and they're the people that own the oil, of course you have a lack of oil, or the prices will go up during a war against an Arab country. They realize this. So what does this mean? A lack of bread, and the people that are already suffering that don't have anything, their resources dry up, and there's no end to the suffering. There's no end. There's no light at the end of the tunnel anywhere, because it's one turmoil, one thing after the next. Read.
Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation.
And for great tribulation. A lack of bread and great tribulation. Now, some of us grew up around this anyway. And some people, we've been going through Jacob's trouble for a long while. And when people can't eat, when people can't take care of what they need to take care of, they spoil the elderly. They attack the weak. Imagine this on a mass scale all over the earth. And the government is going to sit back and let this happen so they can come in as the saviors. They're going to let it happen for a good minute. But what people got to have the guns? I don't know. They don't have a right to bear arm here.
License.
Huh?
License.
You need a license? So if you're poor, can you own a gun? Man. Huh? The bullets have to be kept separate from the gun. So if somebody come in your house and your bullets is one place and your gun is the other, what good is it? So you got to have your bullets and guns locked away in separate places. So y'all don't have the right to bear arms. Man. Over in America, you have the right to bear arms, but they're making it hard for people. You have to jump through hoops to get that. And then they're talking about straw cells. Like people are buying guns for other people. They're trying to make that a reason for cutting off, your right to bear arms. When the crime is not being done by the people with legal guns, the crimes are being done by the people who the government empowered to overrun the neighborhoods. Okay, it's the government that open up their trunks and sell guns, pennies on a dollar to the ghetto to keep things like it is. So it's the legal people are not the people with the guns. It's the illegals. Okay? Read that part again.
Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword.
They shall do what?
But shall destroy their houses with the sword.
They shall destroy their houses with the sword. Read.
And spoil their goods.
And spoil their goods. In Illinois, over in America, they just ran a test run in Illinois of a series of terrorist attacks or terrorist activity in Chicago. And with this, you got the Polish army in collaboration with the American army doing exercises right on American soil together with their guns pointed in a mock terrorist act. You understand? It's a mock terrorist thing, like a drill. And they are pointing their guns to American citizens. Right there. And one guy snuck in and was able to ask questions and asked the guy, well, the guy from Poland, he's like, yeah, we've been doing some testing with America for a while, and that's our sister country, and we just here to assist. Right? And then the reporter asked the Polish sergeant, well, is American troops over in Poland helping you all with with your drills? And he was like, well, no, we don't do that in Poland. But in America, they got Polish, they got Russian, they got all these different troops doing these mock terrorist drills. And mind you, Chicago, Illinois is the place Barack Obama came out of. All this is going